This video is brought to you by Matrix Keyboards. Stay tuned until after the video to learn how you can save 10% off of your order. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan, and welcome to this edition of Burnt Rubber. I'm going to try to make this one as quick as possible because, it's just the next chapter in the NASCAR lawsuit wars. Because it's just a never-ending sea of drama. So, let's get to things. First and foremost, 1 second here. There's one thing I want to get ready here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about, the lawsuit between Legacy Motor Club and Rick Ware Racing. Now, if you recall, Legacy Motor Club sued Rick Ware Racing over the sale of a charter. Well, on June the 18th, Rick Ware Racing has decided to countersue Legacy Motor Club. So much like NASCAR has countersued 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, Rick Ware Racing has countersued Legacy Motor Club. So, we're on J-Ski's silly season site. So, this was posted on June the 18th, 2025 at 1:39 p.m. Rick Ware Racing has filed a countersuit against the team that's suing it over a contract dispute, claiming that Legacy Motor Club falsely claimed it had been sold a racing contract for the 2026 season. Should RWR be forced to sell charter number 27 for 2026, it would have no charter under which to race and would go out of business. For this reason, RWR would never have agreed and unequivocally did not agree to sell charter number 27 in advance of the 2026 season, Rick Ware Racing said in a newly unsealed court filing. In the countersuit, Rick Ware Racing says that when Legacy approached it to purchase a charter, it was clear it could only sell a charter for the 2027 racing season. Early drafts of the contract between the parties reflected the importance of RWR having charter to race under in 2026, RWR said, including a notice that said Rick Ware intended to race charter number 27 in 2026. In February, there was some confusion between the parties over the charter number, and another purchase draft was sent to Rick Ware that identified charter number 36 as the sale charter, which Rick Ware confirmed was correct. The parties signed the agreement, which the racing team said contained several errors and misstatements of fact and included references to 2025 that should have been 2026. After the agreement was signed, Rick Ware said Legacy Motor began insisting that the agreement concerned charter number 27. Rick Ware Racing said it has tried multiple times to return a non-refundable deposit of $750,000 that Legacy provided, but Legacy has refused to accept it. The sale itself placed the price of the charter at $45 million, the highest amount for which a charter has ever been sold. So, yet another chapter in this charter dispute between Rick Ware Racing and Legacy Motor Club. Rick Ware Racing has countersued them, saying that Legacy Motor Club falsely claimed it was sold a racing contract for the 2026 season. So, as usual, we'll keep an eye on things here, and we'll update this story in a future episode. But now we come to the meat and potatoes, which is the next chapter in the 2311 Front Row NASCAR suit. So, now before I talk about the fact that 2311 and Front Row have filed a petition to the U.S. Court of Appeals requesting a rehearing for the injunction, a federal judge involved in the case, which is the one that actually approved of the preliminary injunction, Judge Kenneth Bell. This is actually pretty interesting because this judge calls on NASCAR and teams to settle bitter antitrust battle. So this is on apnews.com. So a federal judge urged NASCAR and two of its teams, including one owned by retired NBA great Michael Jordan, to settle their increasingly acrimonious legal fight that spilled over into tense arguments during a hearing on Tuesday. U.S. District Judge Kenneth Bell of the Western District of North Carolina grilled both NASCAR and the teams, 2311 Racing, which is owned by Jordan, and three-time Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin, and Front Row Motorsports, owned by entrepreneur Bob Jenkins, on what they hope to accomplish in the antitrust battle that has loomed over the stock car series for months. Yeah, since the month of October last year, which is what prompted me to move up the opening episode for Burnt Rubber. It's hard to picture a winner if this goes to the mat or to the flag in this case, Bell said. It scares me to death to think about what all this is costing. 2311 and Front Row were the only two organizations that refused to sign a take-it-or-leave-it offer from NASCAR last September on a new charter agreement. Charters are NASCAR's version of a franchise model, with each charter guaranteeing entry to the lucrative Cup Series races and a stable revenue stream. 13 other teams signed the agreements last fall, with some contending they had little choice, which sounds suspiciously like coercion. And I've talked about that in the past. The nearly 2-hour hearing was on the team's request to toss out NASCAR's countersuit, which accuses Jordan business manager Curtis Polk of willfully violating antitrust laws by orchestrating anti-competitive collective conduct in negotiations. NASCAR said it learned in discovery that Polk and messages among the 15 teams tried to form a cartel-type operation that would include threats of boycotting races and a refusal to individually negotiate. One of NASCAR's attorneys even cited a Benjamin Franklin quote Polk allegedly sent to the 15 organizations that read, "We must all hang together, or most assuredly we shall all hang separately." Jeffrey Kessler, who's the attorney representing the teams, was angered by the revelation in open court, contending it is privileged information only revealed in discovery. Kessler also argued none of NASCAR's claims in the countersuit prove anything illegal was done by Polk or the Race Team Alliance during the charter negotiation process. NASCAR knows it has no defense to the monopolization case, so they have come up with this claim about joint negotiations, which they agreed to, never objected to, and now suddenly it's an antitrust violation, Kessler said outside court. It makes absolutely no sense. It's not going to help them deflect from the monopolizing they have done in this market and the harm they have inflicted. He added that the attacks on Polk were false, unfounded, and frankly beneath the dignity of my adversary to even make those type of comments, which he should know better about. NASCAR attorneys said Polk improperly tried to pressure all 15 teams that comprise the RTA to stand together collectively in negotiations and encouraged boycotting qualifying races for the 2024 Daytona 500. NASCAR, they said, took the threat seriously because the teams had previously boycotted a scheduled meeting with series executives. NASCAR knew the next step was they could boycott a race, which was the threat they had to take seriously, attorney Lawrence Biederman said on behalf of NASCAR. Kessler said outside court the two teams are open to settlement talks, but noted NASCAR has said it will not renegotiate the charters. NASCAR's attorneys declined to comment after the hearing. Bell did not indicate when he'd rule, other than saying he would decide quickly. So, this judge basically wants the two teams and NASCAR to come to some kind of settlement so this doesn't go all the way to trial, but I don't think either side is going to back down. I think this is going to go all the way to trial, and who knows when a decision is going to be made. But on June the 20th, 2311 and Front Row officially filed their petition with the U.S. Court of Appeals. And not just the 3-member panel, they want the entire panel to hear it, to rehear the preliminary injunction decision. Attorney Jeffrey Kessler released this statement on their filing on June the 20th. Today we filed a petition with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit requesting a rehearing before the full court. This follows a panel decision that reversed a district court ruling granting a preliminary injunction, which had allowed 2311 and Front Row Motorsports to compete as charter teams during the 2025 season while pursuing their antitrust claims. The panel's decision does not address the merits of our case. It was based solely on a narrow question: whether the release of claims in the charter agreement could be considered anti-competitive. If upheld, the ruling would set a dangerous precedent, allowing monopolists to shield themselves from legal challenges simply by requiring release language as a condition of doing business with the monopoly. Our lawsuit is about making NASCAR more competitive and fair. The release provision is just one of many anti-competitive tactics NASCAR has used to preserve its monopoly. We remain fully confident in our case and are committed to racing the full season, regardless of the outcome of this petition. Jeffrey Kessler, attorney for 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. Well, we haven't heard anything about a decision on the appeal, but as usual, we're going to keep an eye on this, and we'll update it in a future episode when it becomes available. So yeah, that's just the latest chapter in the NASCAR lawsuit wars. Two big ones going on right now, and it's just throwing a dark cloud over everything NASCAR right now. So, hopefully, these lawsuits will come to an end sooner rather than later, but something tells me that's not going to happen anytime soon. So, it is what it is at this point. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this edition of Burnt Rubber, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan, let you know that tonight's video was sponsored by Matrix Keyboards. Matrix Keyboards was formed in 2018 due to the rising evolution of high-quality esports products. By clicking on the affiliate link down below in the description box, you'll be able to get great deals on high-quality keyboards such as Cotton Candy, Landmark, and Elite Series. It also has other cool items like mouse pads and mice as well. And when you go to checkout, be sure to type in the code PackerMan and you'll be able to save 10% off of your order. Matrix Keyboards, game and style. Hey ladies and germs, just want to say thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also check out my other channels, Isaac the Survivalist and Our Honor Defend Archives, if you're a Buckeye fan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.